Today on GCTV News, student engagement in politics. Is engagement at an all-time low? Budget cuts at the university, and how does it affect you? And then we look into some fun opportunities coming to you this summer in Aberdeen.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the first segment of GCTV News. I'm Rebecca Lindsay.
And I'm Ashley Savage. The elections this spring brought improved voter turnout. However, many candidates stood unopposed and some positions weren't filled at all. Correspondent Rebecca Lindsay speaks to the newly elected student president, Jenna on how she plans to increase student engagement in politics.
First, I'd like to congratulate you on your election as student president. How did you feel when you found out the results?
Thank you. It's really nice knowing that students either appreciate what I've done this year or speaking to them around election time, persuaded them to vote for me. So yeah, I felt really good winning. So.
How do you feel your experience as the president of the Welfare Committee will aid you in your role as a student president?
As president of Welfare and Equal Opportunity, I learned a lot about ALSA's structures and also the structures within the university, and I think I've built a lot of really valuable relationships with staff both in ALSA and at the university, and I don't doubt that will really help me hit the ground running when I take up posts on the 1st of July, so I'm really excited.
What are your main aims for the year ahead?
Initially my focus is probably going to be on ensuring that new and existing students know about our multi-million capital project we're doing with our student union building. So we've got over £8 million to do it up, which is super exciting, but it also means that we need to make sure they know where our temporary home is in the meantime, which is going to be just behind Crombie Johnston Halls. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we'll get lots of people through the door and we'll make sure that they know that as a member of the university they're also a member of AUSA and really get that kind of community feeling. As well as this, I want to ensure there's student representation across all important university committees. So a lot of people don't know, but the sabbatical officers sit on some of the highest deciding bodies within the university, and I want to make sure that we cover all of those and that we're communicating with students face to face, both on King's campus and Forester Hill campus, to make sure that we are representing their true views and not just guesstimating about it, not that we do that. And it's also really crucial for me and for a lot of my fellow SABs that we keep equality and diversity at the heart of everything we do. So that means that we'll be talking a lot to our liberation campaigns and making sure that they know that we are representing their views and we are looking out for them. And lastly, I think it would be silly to go into the year ignoring the redundancies that are going to be in place on staff. We want to make sure that students know that we're there for them and that we'll do everything we can to ensure that they still get the same quality of education at Aberdeen Uni.
Would you advise a first-year student who is interested in getting involved in student politics but does not know how to do so?
Okay, well, I think this really depends on what your idea of student politics is. So when I first became a SAB, I was like, I don't want anything to do with politics because I didn't understand it, and for me politics meant how you were voting in the elections. And I think that we really need to make sure people know that their politics are actually what their values are and how they think. And I think that there's so many different ways that students can get involved in politics in that way. So whether it's by pursuing an interest and joining a society, or by finding a cause you really believe in and fundraising or volunteering with that charity, there's so many different ways. And there's loads of ways we can help students get involved in that as well. So if they come and speak to us, we can figure out what will suit them.
As you will have been aware, the number of students standing and voting in the elections was significantly low. What steps will you take to improve student engagement in student politics?
This is an issue that's being seen across the sector, across the UK, and we're going to try and tackle this by talking about our elected positions from Freshers Week and throughout the year, rather than just talking about it in the run-up to elections. We want to make sure that regardless of whether somebody wants to run for a position, they know what we do, and I think that by doing that we'll immediately gain interest in the positions anyway. So this year the SABs have put in motion a range of things, including our Healthy Body, Healthy Minds initiatives, our Stressed Out Students stuff. We've had a range of leadership activities, so we've had our leadership conference and our leadership academy, which was run by our society SAB. We've had a range of women in leadership workshops, which were really successful. So I think that once people realise what we are doing, they'll want to get more involved.
Okay. An anonymous student who is not actively involved in student politics said that they are not aware of what the Student Council has done over the past few years. How will you ensure that all students, and not just those actively involved in student politics, are aware of what the Student Council is doing across campus?
Okay, so I think this question really underlines the challenge that ALSA has ahead of us in the year coming up, to make sure that students are aware of our democratic processes and how they can feed into those, because it's not solely through Student Council that your voices can be heard. The function of Student Council is probably not as widely understood as we would like it to be. So Council plays a really crucial role in passing motions and ideas and submitting them, to mandate the sabbatical officers and ALSA to follow a certain path, and to also ensure that ALSA remains progressive rather than reactive. For example, this year we passed motions such as our no platform policy, which is in place to keep students from all backgrounds safe when external speakers come in. It's also passed policy to support the Living Rent campaign, which is obviously extremely important living in Aberdeen where rents are extortionate. We've updated our equality and diversity policy, so it includes all of our policies in one place, and it's much easier for societies and sports groups and everybody else to access them. And we've passed policy on the living wage, and ALSA is a living wage employer, which is really exciting. These all inform our work and make sure we continue to carry out and champion change. But it's not the role of Student Council to actually implement that change. That's down to the sabbatical officers and ALSA as an organisation, and any students who want to get involved. So if policy was passed and a student wanted to be involved with that, with putting that in place, it doesn't matter if they're on Student Council, it doesn't matter if they're in a society or part of what would be seen as like an ALSA group. They can get involved in it if they're interested in it, and that's the message we really want to get through to people, is if there's anything that you're interested in, come and speak to us, because we're sure there's a way that you can use that and really find some way of changing how your student experience is going, and also change the experience for other students.
On behalf of GCTV News, I'd like to thank you for coming. Next up, Ashley has details on the university's budget cuts and how that affects you as a student. Ashley?
At the end of spring semester, the University of Aberdeen announced that it would be cutting 150 jobs. The average university in Scotland spends around 53% of its budget on staff wages. However, Aberdeen University spends around 60%. The budget cuts are approximately £10.5 million, which are being made in an attempt to secure the future of the university rather than endanger it. However, there is an air of uncertainty amongst students who wonder how the budget cuts will affect them and their educational experience. Many students have had courses cancelled and have experienced delayed in receiving course schedules. The University of Aberdeen press office declined to interview. However, they did issue a statement on the matter. A University of Aberdeen spokesman said that in common with Scottish universities, the University of Aberdeen is operating in a challenging financial climate, and as a result, we have had to make savings to ensure that we are able to react to the challenges, take advantage of opportunities, and are able to express our interest in buildings, our student experience, and our academic endeavours. They also said that throughout the process, we are committed to continuing to strengthen our areas of academic excellence in teaching and learning, and we are meeting regularly with student representatives to ensure that students' views are listened to and concerns are responded to quickly.
Summer is a time for students to get involved in extracurricular activities, which will not only improve their personal skills but also improve their CV. For those staying in Aberdeen, there are many opportunities, including working with the Active Schools team. The Active Schools team plans activities for local primary schools and local communities to increase young people's participation in physical exercise and sport. Ashley has personal experience volunteering with Active Schools. What did you get of your volunteering, Ashley?
Well, Active Schools is a great organisation to get involved with. They work alongside the council, but they're not part of it. So basically, as you said, they just try to get children more involved with physical activities. So I worked alongside the Lossiemouth Bowling Club because we arranged a sports day along with Active Schools, and they helped us to get students involved in a new kind of sport that maybe they wouldn't normally get involved with as a younger crowd. So it's a great opportunity to get involved with Active Schools because they put you through courses such as I did my first aid course through them, and they pay for your coaching badges, and it's a great way to get a foothold if you're interested in volunteering for sports, or if that's something you want to look forward to in a future career. But it's a different experience to get involved with, so I highly recommend it.
Thank you very much, Ashley. For more information about volunteering opportunities, please see sportsaberdeen.co.uk and volunteeraberdeen.org.uk. And also over summer, don't forget to sign up to volunteer for the Freshers Week. Roles include working in the minivans and being an ambassador for students and advising students where to go and what they can get involved in. And there are also plenty of opportunities for you as a student to get involved in, whether you're a fresher or, sneaking back in to get some pizza. And these include a live music night, outdoor cinema, and a week-long scavenger hunt. So sign up at ausa.org.uk.
Thank you for watching GCTV News. I'm Ashley Savajan.
And I'm Rebecca Lindsay.
From all of us here at GCTV News, stay classy, Aberdeen.